Welcome, Activation Nation, to our Season 7. We are thrilled to be here with you today. My name's Mindy Trimble, and I am joined today with two wonderful people from corporate who I am thrilled for you to hear from. I have Lisa Barnes, VP of R&D and Regulatory with us, and Christina Beer, Director of Research. So a lot of science going on here today, and I know that our field loves talking science. So I'm going to jump right into it and turn it over to Lisa and Christina and talk all the science.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Mindy. And we have just had some very exciting things happen. As for filming this, we just are coming right off of our global kickoff where we had some phenomenal results that I had the privilege of being able to present. And I've already been getting the text of when will we get a little bit more? So we wanted to jump right in the studio and give you a little bit more information on the details of the study that we're going to go into, what matters with it, why is it so important, and what does it mean to you and your business? And so the study that we're talking about was performed on Healthy Edge. And so a quick reminder, if you're new, and I know there's been lots of new folks around, if you don't know what Healthy Edge is, it is simple. It's a combination of two phenomenal products. It's Protandim Nerf 2 Synergizer, which is and still is the crowning jewel of LifeVantage. It was what started us off as a company and really kicked off our perspective of activation. And then it's combined with P84, which we were able to receive as part of our acquisition with LoveBiome. It was their key product that was really driving growth and momentum, and just really what kind of sparked them as a company. And now we have those two phenomenal products together, and we knew that they were going to be amazing, but now we have the results behind it, just proving everything that we already thought. And so before we dive into those amazing results, let's talk a little bit about the individual products. So Christina, let's start with Protandim Nerf 2 Synergizer. What is it? Why do we care about it? Why is it something that has really shaken up the industry?
Absolutely, I will. But first, I'm going to say, hej allihopa I Europa. This is Christina, and I welcome you to this little podcast. All right, let me talk about Protandim Nerf 2. I love talking about Protandim Nerf 2. It's our little yellow activator, and it's such a cool product and our flagship that started LifeVantage so many years ago. So in a nutshell, you take Protandim Nerf 2 to make antioxidants. So instead of supplementing with antioxidants like vitamin C, vitamin E, you'll instead allow your body to activate the pathway that ultimately makes antioxidants such as heme oxygenase, that's a hard word for me to say sometimes, SOD, which is superoxide dismutase, catalase, and many others that are available out there. But what makes it so unique is that it has now been studied over 20 years with 30 or more publications from institutions such as Colorado State University, Texas A&M, Harvard, and many more. And it also has created thousands of stories of people who have changed for the better. So what exactly is Protandim Nerf 2 Synergizer? Well, it contains a very specifically studied blend of 5 herbs: milk thistle, ashwagandha, turmeric, bacopa, and green tea. These 5 ingredients seem like common ingredients that you can just get off the shelf anywhere you go shopping. But what makes them so special is that they are standardized, each to their own specific active component. And they're combined to the exact ratio obtained from hundreds of combined tests that we did in the lab.
Yeah, Nerf 2 is really a unicorn of a product. I mean, there's a lot of products that get put on the market. People just put ingredients together, they just put them out there and hope they will work. But the amount of work that went into selecting each ingredient, testing the different blends to make sure that we had the right synergies to create a product, and then all of the clinical work that's gone into it has really made it a product that you cannot even doubt that it has the effects that it does, because it is so well tested. So that's part 2 of this Healthy Edge duo. But the second part of it is P84. Now, with P84, as I mentioned earlier, this was kind of received by us as a part of our acquisition of LifeVantage. And it was one of the ones that I dug in very, very deeply into when we were looking at that acquisition, because it was their hero product. And I wanted to ensure that if we were going to bring it over to LifeVantage, that it was something that fit the philosophy of activation and our company, because we wanted to make sure that if we were going to talk about it as a hero, that it checked all of the boxes and exceeded them of what we consider a hero to be. And as we dug into P84, it did just that. It's the approach of it, it's how they selected ingredient, it's the quality of the ingredients, it's what's not included in the formula, it's the potential of how it's such a thorough and kind of focusing on many different pathways within the gut. It mirrored a lot of our process of how we approach our hero development, which made it a natural fit for our portfolio. And we knew that it was something that was missing. We had a lot of amazing products. We have Nerve 2 that we already talked about. We have collagen, which is so different than anything out in the market. We have our mind-body GLP-1 system. But something we did not have was a true gut activator, and that's where P84 came in. So Christina, talk us through a little bit more of what P84 is, if someone has never heard about it.
Yes, P84. So P84 is a product system, and it consists of two different products, Phytopower 1 and Phytopower 2, that are meant to be taken together as P84.
And I think that's a question we get all the time, because we talk about P84 all the time, but then people receive the products and it's Phytopower 1 and Phytopower 2, and they're like, wait a second. Yes, P84 equals Phytopower 1 and 2, and you take them together, they're delicious together.
Yes, exactly. So both products were thoughtfully selected from whole fruits and veggie blends. So it's a combination of those things. And it covers a whole range of colors from green to purple and in between, each with its own ability to influence the gut microbiome. So for example, Phytopower 1 has several blends, such as the green blend, the orange blend, the red blend, the blue and purple blend. And each of these were put together for specific reasons. The green blend was put together to address detoxification and immunity. The orange blend to address physical and mental energy. The red blend for supporting circulation and cardiovascular health. And the blue or purple blend for balancing the stress responses in our bodies. But they also included 10 strains of probiotics and digestive enzymes that help with the nutrient breakdown. So then there's Phytopower 2, which also has several blends, such as the detox blend to support other detoxification pathways, a glutathione support blend to support the production of glutathione, which is the body's master antioxidant producer in the liver.
And to pause for a second, that when Christina was talking about antioxidants earlier that are activated by Protandim Nerve 2, glutathione is one of those. So right now you're already seeing a natural synergy that there is with P84 and Protandim Nerve 2, even just in this one blend, and more to come.
Absolutely. It's very, very, very exciting, actually. And then we have a toxin binding blend to support the detox processes, and a fermentation blend, which is rich in postbiotic metabolites to fuel the microbiome. And Phytopower 2 also contains probiotics, but they're different probiotics than what are in Phytopower 1.
And why is it so important to have such diversity of these different microorganisms within the gut, Christina?
Because we are not all the same. And you may have some extra of lactobacilli. I may have extra of brevibacteria, which are all good probiotics, but you may be lacking in some due to your environmental influences, to the food you're eating, to the daily stress that you're being exposed to. So we all need a probiotic blend with diversity. And this is just to help enrich that diversity in your gut.
Yeah, no, I think that makes complete sense. And one of the things that I absolutely love about P84 is that it makes gut health and microbiome health so simple. If you talk to anyone about gut health or microbiota, you will have people saying, okay, well, you need to be on this probiotic for this week, and then you switch to this one, and then you do this, and there's so many different products. It can be incredibly overwhelming to know what to do. So people are just like, I don't even, where do I even start?
And complicated.
Complicated, right? Exactly. Yeah. And so with P84, it sounds complicated as we're talking about it, but all the work has already been done. So it's incredibly easy for you and you can know that it will work.
Yes, and it was developed with the right amounts of fruits and veggies, fibers, probiotics, and the enzymes to influence the gut all the way from the microbiome to the gut lining. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another exciting thing is we've already performed a study with P84 that showed it activating 14 key gut peptides that help regulate, repair, and restore all aspects of the GI tract. When we looked at these results, we were both giddy. Both Lisa and I were giddy.
Such nerds.
Yes, we're such science nerds. We picked 14 markers that we know influences gut health with the hope of getting hits on a few of them. But all the ones we tested showed a positive directional influence. This was pretty cool to see, and we're really excited about these results.
Exactly. We knew that P84 was powerful. We had already heard story after story from different individuals from LifeVantage and their experiences on the product. And so we were just looking into the why behind it. And as we looked at it, we're like, this product should be activating these key gut peptides if it's having all these effects. And then came the results where we were activating every single one that we looked at. And that's not even limiting. I mean, that's the 14 that we looked at. That doesn't mean that it doesn't activate more. So if you know anything about us, we're always looking at more things. Who knows what we'll look at in the future. But it just shows how comprehensive P84 is. So we have two products here. We have Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer, which has been so thoroughly tested. It's the unicorn that I mentioned earlier. And then P84, which is comprehensive gut and microbiome health made incredibly easy because of all the thought and work that's already been done with it. Now, something that also makes us incredibly unique here at LifeVantage is that we never just look at products alone. We know that you are going to be taking multiple products because you want to activate different areas of your health. You never just want to focus on one thing. We're looking for activated lives here, and we need to activate different parts. It's like adding different pieces to the puzzle. But what we've seen every time we look at combining activating heroes, we always see synergies, either enhanced benefits of each product individually, way beyond what each individual product does on its own, or new benefits. And that's where it gets incredibly exciting. And so that's why we wanted to do this research on Healthy Edge, looking at the synergies of these two products, because we knew that we were going to find something. We already knew each product was powerful on its own. We wanted to know exactly what it was doing together. And so we decided to design a study. And so we had a very specific design for it, Christina. We picked mRNA-seq. Can you explain why what is that real quick? And then why we picked that to be able to demonstrate the synergies of the two products together?
Yes, of course. mRNA is actually a really cool tool to use, and it's an easy question to answer. Mm-hmm. So mRNA sequence methods allows us to open up the testing and analysis of the whole genome of the cell. This means that all the genes and their associated pathways are analyzed to see how they react, not just specific genes. It's an excellent discovery tool in the field of genetics to study pathways, mechanisms of action, and finding new biological aspects. So it's really cool to dig deeper into what's really happening in the cell.
Exactly, because sometimes we look at targeted gene expression where we know what we are wanting to look at. We're like, okay, we have Protandim Nerve 2, and we know that it should activate the production of antioxidants. So we're going to test glutathione, we're going to test catalase, we're going to test all those specific ones because that's exactly what it's supposed to do. But what mRNA-seq allows us to do is be more exploratory, be able to see results that we couldn't even imagine when we think about the products together. So it allows us to be a lot more exploratory. So kind of with, now we know the mechanism of action, like why we use this specific methodology to test it. Let's get to the results because we did touch on them a little bit on Saturday's broadcast for the global kickoff, but let's dive a little bit more into it.
Okay, here we go. The cells we studied have about 21,000 genes each. And we saw that the combination of P84 and Nerve2, which is our Healthy Edge, activated 358 unique genes as compared to either Protandim Nerve 2 alone or P84 alone. A lot of the genes overlap, but 358 genes were uniquely associated to Healthy Edge.
So I think stopping there for a second, this doesn't mean that only 358 genes were activated with this combination. There were thousands of genes that were activated by this combination, we wanted to specifically focus on what was unique with this combination, what was different, what was unexpected. And that's where that 358 genes come in. There are things that are not activated by either alone.
Yes, that's correct. And of these 358 genes, so to analyze these genes and how they fit together and how they go down certain pathways, we use a program, online program, that does exactly that. It finds the pathways that are involved, and we found that there were 29 genes involved in helping your cells learn better, get smarter, and adapt better to stress. So let me just highlight a few genes. You heard about the 4 genes from our global kickoff just a couple of days ago from Lisa's presentation, and let me just summarize those for you again. So the first one was ARNTL, which is also known as the BALM2 gene. It increased by 116%, which is just about doubled it, right? This is a gene that helps you anticipate stress over a 24-hour cycle. The next one was the BOC2 gene. It increased by 409%. And this is the gene that teaches your cells to respond efficiently and to stay calm under pressure and not react in a chaotic way, because if it starts reacting in a chaotic way, you're in trouble. DDI-T4 increased by 247%. This gene helps build metabolic memory, and that means that your cells learn from past stress and can respond faster and stronger the next time they encounter that specific stress. And then JUN, the June gene, which increased by 101%. This is a gene that helps your cells interpret stress and choose the best survival strategy. And they all work together in some way or form. But I also want to mention 2 other genes of importance, such as the FCER1 gene and KLRG1 gene. These are long names for genes. They're all abbreviated for something that they work on. But what they really do is they work directly with the BOC2 gene. We don't always want to see an increase in gene expression because we know that there has to be a balance in expression. And this is what we see with these 2 additional genes. The FCER1 gene decreased by 68%. And this gene usually amplifies stress signals. And with the downregulation of this gene, it allows the cell to stay calm and respond efficiently. And then there was the KLRG1 gene, which decreased by 54%. A lower gene expression of this gene aligns with less exhaustive signaling in the immune system and a more balanced response. So don't worry about these abbreviations. There'll be, I'm sure, a summary somewhere for you to share socially.
Yeah, it's already on social.
Yep.
And then shortly we'll have a full white paper write-up of this. You can dig in deep if that is your desire.
Correct. So overall, we see that pathways are activated to anticipate daily stress and to allow them to learn and remember this stress so that they can respond more efficiently and less chaotic, which is really awesome results.
Exactly. We're making smarter, more adaptable cells. We're making cells so that they don't just keep responding the same way to stress every single time, that they don't approach every situation thrown at it the exact same way. They are always getting better. They're always getting smarter. They're always responding better so that your body keeps responding better. Now, one thing that we've talked about quite a bit in different trainings is that healthy cells make healthy tissues, which make healthy organs, which make healthy systems, which make a healthy body. Now that this study is done, we can kind of adjust that even more and just say, healthy, adaptable, smart cells lead to healthy, adaptable, smart tissues and so forth, ultimately leading to a healthy, adaptable, smart body. We're always talking about up-leveling and optimizing our body to be able to respond better so we can achieve that level of health that we want, to be able to do the things that matter to us. And this is step number 1. This is foundational health, because if your cells show up better, if your cells respond better, if your cells learn, it means that everything that you throw at them, everything in life will just make them better and stronger. It's very similar to how you grow from being thrown challenges in your own personal life. Same thing with these cells. And it's going to ultimately lead to a stronger, better body that is able to have a healthier outcome, which is incredible. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you're doing all of this so that you can live the life that you want to live. You want to be able to travel. You want to be able to play with your kids, your grandkids. You want to be able to achieve things in your career, in your business. This is going to make it so that your health is not a hurdle for this because you're optimizing down at the cellular level. Now, one of the things that you also know about us with our research is that we're never done. And so we originally did our study on P84, where we looked at the in vitro results and we saw those activation of 14 key gut peptides. Then now you've seen this Healthy Edge study where you're seeing the healthier, smarter, more adaptable cells leading to a healthier, smarter, more adaptable body. But I'm sure, and I already know the answer to this because I work on it every single day. But Christina, what do we have coming next, or what should people be looking forward to on our research pipeline?
That's a good question. But I suggest you attend Momentum Academy this April in Las Vegas. R&D always has big plans for products, and this Momentum Academy is no exception. So you better be there.
Yes, we have big plans. We're already kicking off some additional work. And Momentum Academy in April is our target to be able to share even more reasons why you want to be on these activators and how they're going to transform both your health and your business. So what we want you to take away from this is not that you need to know every single gene that we talked about. It's not that you have to have a PhD or an MD to be able to explain all of this. Ultimately, what you just need to be reminded of is that our products work. Our products do exactly what we say they're going to do. They provide foundational health. They are activators. We're not just supplementing. We're not just filling a gap. We are truly getting to the source, to the root of what's going on in your body and helping bring your body in balance. That's the key of activation. It's proactive. It's optimization of your body. It's making your health better. And so we just want you to be reminded that for every product that we create, these big heroes, we have the research and we continue to do the research so that you know that these products will continue to be cutting edge, that there will continue to be new news for you to share, and these products will continue to change people's lives in significant ways. And kind of mimicking what I said on Global Kickoff a few days ago, with these study results, it becomes very clear that if you are on Protandim Nerve 2 and you aren't on P84, or vice versa, if you're on P84 and not on Nerve 2, you need to change that. Because if you want to get the best out of your products, if you want to get the best out of your body and your health, you need to be on, starting with Healthy Edge. And then what happens when you have this healthy foundation, these smarter, more adaptable cells, anything you add on top of it is going to work better. That's why we call it the healthy foundation. Your collagen, your MB, any other products you may add are going to work better because your cells are already being more optimized. So with that, I just want to thank you all for listening. Hopefully this gave you a little bit more information on some of the research we've been doing. I hope you are even a fraction of as excited as we are of what these products can do together. And I hope that you just go out and just share this story and this research so that people know that if they want to start their journey of their health, Healthy Edge is the perfect place to start, starting right at the cells and influencing foundational health. So until we get to be on here again, thank you guys so much. It's wonderful getting to share with you. And thank you so much, Christina, for performing the research and walking through all of that with us. And we'll be looking forward, everyone, Momentum or Activation Nation, to sharing more as we have more events and more trainings coming up. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Lisa and Christina, for joining. We always love having both of you on here, and not just having both of you on here, but talking about science and making it feel easy to understand, because that is always the key. We do so much research here, and these ladies do so much when it comes to research and science and making sure that we provide you with the very, very best products that we possibly can. And sometimes that feels overwhelming to understand. And thanks so much for breaking it down and making it feel simple and understandable. So until we have you here again, which of course we will, because we love hearing from you, thanks for joining, and we will talk with you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Activation Nation podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and updates, and share with a friend or prospect that you think could benefit from today's conversation. Check the episode description for any links or disclaimers, and we'll see you next week for another episode. And now, the legal stuff. The statements made have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.